Page 2, allocation of cost, paragraph 4. This is where the purchase agreement spells out who's going to pay for what. And I filled it out in a typical standard cell way. So there might be a little bit of deviation if you're writing it for a short cell or an REO. And the first one, inspections and reports, has to do with the termite inspection. And in this paragraph, you're merely stating who's going to pay for the inspection. You are not saying who's going to pay for the repairs. So be careful about that because you want to execute a WPA or wood destroying pest addendum where it does say who will pay for the repairs. So right now you're going to check seller is going to pay for the inspection. For A2, you want to make sure some agents come along and they just check all the boxes all the way down. They just put seller, 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 seller. But when you read the line and you see that it doesn't actually even apply to this property, it's not going to make you look very intelligent if you've asked for the seller to pay for an inspection of a septic tank when this property is not on a septic tank, or you're asking for the domestic wells to be inspected and there are no domestic wells. So do not check if it does not apply. Paragraph 4 is saying the seller shall pay for a natural hazard report, which it is the seller's obligation. All the disclosures are the seller's obligation. Paragraph 5, we're saying that the buyer, he is going to pay for an optional physical inspection. It is optional. He does want to have it because there's things that always show up. Government requirements and retrofit. Seller is obligated by the state of California to have working smoke detectors, and the water heater has to be strapped for earthquake. Smoke detectors, one has to be in each bedroom, one in the hallway. Water heaters, if it's on the floor, one strap. If it's up on a platform, two straps. And now we have the new issue of carbon monoxide detector, which if your property has a fireplace, uses a gas stove, or has a connected attached garage, you have to have a carbon monoxide detector. Paragraph 2, seller shall pay the cost of compliance with any minimum mandatory government retrofit standards. In the city of LA, if a seller sells his house, he has to put low flush toilets in that house before he sells it. That's an example of a retrofit item. Escrow and title. In most cases, buyer and seller are going to pay their own fees. But however, do not put 50-50 because buyer and seller fees are different, of course, and they're not going to be split 50-50. The accurate way is to put each party to pay their own customary fees. Escrow shall be, if you're a Realty Network agent, we'd love for you to use Cal First Escrow. Paragraph C2, seller shall pay for owner's title insurance. This is common. The seller has to provide a prelim that shows there are no liens or judgments against this property, or at least to find out that they will be taken care of. Other costs, these are typically the seller's at the seller's expense. If they apply, make sure they apply. If there is no HOA, do not check HOA. If you want a home warranty, make sure you look at the policy and that you're getting all the items your buyer wants. Additional air conditioner, maybe they have a pool and a spa. Those are extra. And if you don't want an executed WPA, wood destroying pest addendum, you can put those items right here. Who's going to pay for Section 1, termite repairs, and who's going to pay for Section 2? Section 1 are actual visible termite damage, termites active infestation. Section 2 are items that could lead to termites. And I forgot to check the box, but that should be buyer would pay for Section 2 termite repairs. Okay, that ends page 2.